Today we're talking about community energy, and it's a term that we just started using just recently. We were originally talking about solar power, community solar, but now we're adding in network geothermal for heating. So community energy includes energy for electricity and it includes energy for heating. So it's a nice package that fits together. Community energy reduces energy costs in general. It saves you money. That's what I care about. That's what I suspect all of you on the phone call also cares about, the energy costs, the energy independence. But particularly for Genevieve, if you live in an area that your representatives are not particularly environmentally conscious, they might care more about energy independence, self-reliance, and living values that might relate to helping the economy out. However, more than half of Americans can't put solar onto their roofs. Bob talked about having solar on his home in Mount Vernon and also in Conshohocken and the wonders of solar. And I totally agree with him. But right now I live in an apartment building, can't put solar on my roof. Many people don't have the money to put solar up. So that's why community solar and now community energy makes sense. As all of you know who've looked at their energy electric bills recently, their costs are increasing tremendously, and that's causing a burden for many Pennsylvania residents. And that's what we care about, and that's why we want to be here to help out and to make some changes in Pennsylvania. So what is community solar? I'll just talk a little bit about that. I will not go over into what is the network geothermal, but I'll be happy to answer questions about it. It's basically where anybody, a resident, anybody who pays an electric bill can lease a share in their community solar project. It's available in many other states. Solar arrays can be located in just about anywhere. They can be building mounted, such as over your house or over a big box store. They can be canopy loaded over a parking lot, such as, a protection in a parking lot in a shopping mall or something like that. They can be ground mounted over farms and in rural areas. And as we learned today, they can even be put over reclaimed coal mines, which I was particularly happy to hear about because Pennsylvania has so many coal mines and we're in the process of reclaiming them. And maybe if we can stimulate more coal mines to be reclaimed, we can put more solar panels on them. It can also go over gray fields, landfills. So it's just about amazing where solar can go. I've seen it, heard about it floating over water, which can cool the temperature of the water. And as all of you know, you were on the call this morning, Pennsylvania does not allow community solar, and that's why we need to pass this legislation, and this is how you're here and how you can help. So we're going to be doing emailing today, and if you're not comfortable emailing, you can always write an old-fashioned letter and send it to them at their office. However, if you are comfortable writing emails, please do so because the emails get through to them today. U.S. mail, as we know, is somewhat compromised, and I'm not sure whether Pennsylvania legislators have to have all of their mail taken to an offsite, opened up, but that's certainly true federally. So if you're not comfortable using email, that's fine. The first thing I want you to do is to go to Find My Legislature, fill in your address, and then it'll look for both your senator and your representative. This is the PA. So you have one representative and one senator. So what you want to do is find their website. They don't often read emails, but they do read comments on their site. Yeah. So if everybody can go to their site, the site of either representative or their senator, and just see where it says send representative comments. Usually there's like 3 areas that it can be. Like one is a request to meet, which you're not doing. One of them is a request for taking care of paperwork or forms or something of this nature. And the other one is leave a comment.
My state rep is Representative Fee. So I'm gonna scroll down. I see her name. Under her name, you can see there's click for email, or you can go to her website. And I think everybody has the website under their photo. So I'm gonna click her website, and then right here along the banner, all the way to the right, is contact.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going to send my message.
Okay.
Just a comment, Monica, is that contact my legislator is not on the top of Jim Rigby's site, but if you get into his website and stay with it, you'll find that he has a square, a red square on the
Okay.
far side, the other side of the board, to contact him. Okay.
That's helpful too. Yeah, just so everybody knows, it's not going to be the same for every single site, but if you can get to their page, there is always going to be a contact button.
So what we want you to do is we want you to write your response. And I'm going to give you a script. It's going to be very simple, but you can personalize it. But I suggest if you're able to do so, type the message on the computer, because that way, before you're on the site itself, for the website for the representative of the center, that way you can correct your typos and you can make it, sentences flow and everything else. And then all you'll have to do is copy and paste. And you're going to copy and paste twice. You're going to do it for your representative and for your senator, because it's the same message. So I'm going to show you the script. So we have this message that you're going to, it's the same message, but we want you to personalize it. You're writing to your representative dear representative, by their last name, and you've already filled in the information of where you live, but you want to reiterate, you might want to do some personal message. I remember meeting you, or, thank you for serving, or hope you're doing well, or so, just a nice greeting at first. I live in such and such a town. This is what we want you to think about. I care about the environment, or I care about energy security. So to make this a personal statement, finish that statement. I think it was Mr. Casey, who said, I care about it because my family, etc. That's the most common reason that's given around the world, and it's certainly one that and universally acceptable. And who was it who said they live close to the coal mines?
That's me. That's Sue.
So great. If you could possibly put a comment in saying that you live close to the coal regions, or you live in the coal regions of Pennsylvania, and then you can mention that community solar can be placed over reclaimed coal mines to provide jobs and cheaper energy to your local area, that would be fabulous, because that is a very local issue that your legislators care about.
Phyllis,
Yes.
I would say that it might not be a bad idea for everybody to put something about that in there, because if I think about like my representative who's in Center City, Philadelphia, very coal has nothing to do with him, but he's still going to have to trade with people on the other side of the aisle and talk with representatives on the other side of the aisle and try to convince them that this is a good thing. And having him know that argument that, hey, you guys are out there in coal country, this is something you can sell to your people out there, I think, wouldn't be a bad idea for him.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Peter. That's a fabulous idea. So we want everybody to say it. You can simply start with a sentence that says community solar can be placed. Because it's a huge issue in Pennsylvania. And then you want to tell them that you're asking the person to support this bill, which is about to be proposed, and there's a co-sponsorship memo, and we're going to ask you to we're going to ask your senator or your representative, and there are two different memos. So we will flash the screen up for what the representatives say and what the senator memo is. And then the final statement, why this is important. It allows multiple people, homeowners, or businesses to share energy from a single project, providing options for those who cannot afford to finance an entire system themselves. In the case of solar, it allows multiple people, businesses, and buildings to share in the energy provided by solar panel, thus lowering energy costs for all. You can put that in your own words. You can say it this way. Please add your name of support. Thank you. And then your full name. And once you have that copied onto a computer, you can personalize it. So if this is for representatives, so that's this here, the House co-sponsorship memo. This is for representatives. So make sure when you're writing your representative, this is what you put in. And you're going to change it for the senator. You're going to put in a different name for the senator, and you're going to put in a different co-sponsorship thing. So let's do representatives first. Everybody has a representative.
And in
Okay.
this that I'm copying, is there a link for them to sign up or to do?
Yes, that's that House co-sponsorship memo 460228 information 2025-26. Do you see that in the middle of the letter?
Oh, so
That's a link that they can go to, which the link says, sorry, not ready yet, but it will be soon. Because it hasn't been introduced. Until the bill is introduced, they can't officially get co-sponsors. But
okay.
what we're doing is alerting our representatives and our senators that this is coming down and we want them to support this.
So I had a question. When I type in the subject to my representative
Mhm.
and I type in the subject being community solar, it does come up with like another bill number, -1842. So I'm just going to ignore that number, right?
Yes, that's last session's community solar
Yeah.
bill, so we do not want to use that number.
Okay.
So if you're ready to go to your, oh, it went back to, if you're ready to go to your state senator, it's going to be the exact same note that you wrote, but you're going to change it from dear representative to dear senator and your senator's last name. And it's the exact same message. And keeping in the message about community solar can be placed over reclaimed coal mines. And then they hear you want to put in a different link. The link is to Senator Schwank. Senator Schwank is the one who's going to be introducing this. And here is the co-sponsorship memo. The first time you write to a senator or representative is your hardest. After you've done it, you'll know how easy it is, and you can do it on lots of issues.
Bill is the same purpose, but it's a different bill number in the state and
Right. The numbering system is, the number is unique to the Senate, unique to the House, and the
okay.
bills have not come out yet, and the sponsorship memo is unique to the House or unique to the Senate. And that's why when we want to make sure we give you the right information to put the right memo in.
This is really important bill, so I'm glad to be able to weigh in. And I'm in a big multifamily building, so we have a green committee. So I can get them also to do this.
Oh, that would be fabulous. The
So-
more people you can do it, and even more important, to get it across the state. So, I'm so happy that we have representation of people that are not just in the Philly area. But if you know friends and neighbors who live in central Pennsylvania, especially if you live in the coal area, if you live in western Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, friends, family, and just talk to them about it, because once you know how to write the bill, they can copy the same bill, the same note that you wrote to their senator, their representatives, or they can make the phone calls.
Right, right. I also have a green team at my church, so I can mobilize them.
Oh, wonderful.
So we can work on this.
Thank you for being an activist. Thank you for sending letters. And if it was your first time doing it, even bigger thanks. This was wonderful. Thank you very, very much for getting
Thank you.
started on doing this.